What's good, family? What's up, African world? Welcome to my channel. This is Chiefdryno. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. By all means, subscribe to the channel, and I'll appreciate it if you leave me a comment at the end of this video. Happy African Day or Africa Day, the 56th annual celebration of the African Day, which was on the 25th of May 2019, or celebrated on the 25th of May 2019. I was busy on the weekend, so it skipped me, but nevertheless, I can always make a stream on it and come share my thoughts. Okay. Africa is rising. Okay, Africa is rising. In fact, Africa has risen. Okay, Africa has risen. I always say that change is a constant. Is the only constant in the universe. Believe it or not, everything is going to change. So, yeah, all the naysayers, all those who like to talk down on Africa and look down on Africa, the miseducation and misconception, about Africa, all those people need to really, really look at Africa again. Okay. Look at Africa through a clean pair of eyes. Okay. Genuine clean pair of eyes. And you will see that, Africa has indeed risen. Okay. Despite the little, politics going on, but, in fact, okay, in 2019, Africa has indeed risen. Okay. Thanks to a world of social media, a world of the advanced internet. Okay. Africa has indeed risen. Okay. So yeah, happy Africa Day. It was celebrated on the 25th. Here in Australia, it's 27th today. But yeah, again, I'm here to share my thoughts because I wasn't able to do that on the weekend. On the exact day, 25th of May, 2019. So without much ado, I know one person was waiting here, but if you're still here, please, by all means, let us know who you are. Do not be a Russian bot, please. Let us know who you are. And I know I'm nobody, but I expect everyone on my channel to be real people, because no, I did a stream on Avengers, and then I lost like 4 subscribers. 4 subscribers just because I did a stream on Avengers. And a lot of people might be surprised about what my channel is about. Okay, I'm all about Pan-Africanism. Okay, I'm all about the global unification of everyone of African descent. Okay, so if you see yourself as an African descent, okay, this is your channel. Okay, my channel is your channel where we can link up. Basically, it's social media. Okay, I can present myself to you on your screen, on your phones or tablets or computers, and we can interact. Okay, and build networks. And the sole purpose is in unity, right? In unity, we can go and build Africa together. So yeah, basically. So if you come to my channel and you see a video of Avengers, Marvel superheroes Avengers, and then you get upset and you unsubscribe from my channel, I mean, that's on you. But what should draw you to my channel is that even though I may go off on tangents talking about other issues, I always try and relate it to our people, Black people, and people of African descent. So in the Avengers, I talked about how Captain America's shield was passed on to Falcon, who is a Black character. Okay. So in the next Avengers series, okay, we're going on Marvel series, we're going to see a new Captain America who is of African descent. And this is huge. Okay, this is huge. And this comes with a lot of implications. Okay, is it a ploy to further tie the Black men in America back to the United States of America, a country which for 400 years have showed that they African Americans are only as good as the the people or consumers. Okay, basically consumers and non-producers, the people that are meant to be at the bottom of the totem pole, economic totem pole of the United States. Okay, the non-contributors, just consumers. A country that has consistently showed the whole world that they're ready to maltreat African Americans and not give them a bigger platform to perform. Okay, and now they're passing the shield of Captain America to these people, to African Americans. I mean, so we have to really look at that. Okay, but that in itself is another video for another day. But today I'm going to talk about the Africa Day celebration of 2019. 2019 has been deemed the year of return. Okay, so it's not only to Ghana, okay, it's to Nigeria, it's to Cote d'Ivoire, it's to Guinea, it's to Morocco, it's to Algeria, it's to Egypt, even Libya. If you can go in and help the situation in Libya, by all means, you can do that. Okay, if you're so Captain America, okay, you can go solve the problem in Libya, since the United States of America created the problem in Libya in the first place, you know. So these are some of the things we need to look at. All right, so yeah, without much ado, I'm gonna go forward and share the stream with my chat group. Okay, my African WhatsApp group, Africa YouTubers group, and we shall get talking about the 56th Africa Day celebration. Okay, so bear with me for a minute, family. All right. So I should be able to look at the chat whilst I'm doing this, so I can interact. Okay. Yeah. Hotep, O'Shea, Hotep, thanks for joining the stream. I am just seeing the the chat now. Thanks for joining the stream, O'Shea. Hotep. You're gonna learn something new today, O'Shea. Pan-Africanism, okay? It's not what you think, okay? I know I discussed this before on your channel, but Pan-Africanism is deeper than what you think, okay? It is deeper than what you think, brother. Now, I will. So my sound is good. I will go and share this. Let's see. Ado's Day. Any day is Ado's Day, my brother O'Shea. But today, I'm talking about Africa Day. All right. So Ado's falls under, Africa. Okay. Pan-Africanism. So there we go. So I'm gonna share this with the group. Let's see. Chiefdryno is live. Please join me. Okay, so it's hard to get these Africans to come in, but one or two do show up. So let's see if we can get some come in. Please join me. All right. All right, so I have just shared the link. O'Shea, if you can share as well, that'd be sweet, brother. As always, I am happy Google Chrome is working today. The other stream that I did, Google Chrome wasn't working, so I was a bit confused about the whole process of live streaming. But today Google Chrome is working, so I'm going to be a bit efficient, and at the same time I'm going to try not to make the stream too long. All right, so Africa Day has been very, very significant since the independence of all African states. Okay, since the 1900s, after World War II, what had happened was a lot of the colonial powers asked Africans to fight for them. And when the Africans got back from the war, they saw how, the Europeans were bleeding and dying. And in fact, the Africans were even more brave and more courageous than the European fighters. And being naturally dark, being very tuned. Thanks for joining the stream, Jovenchi Vlogs. How are you, brother? Long time no see. We still yet to do a stream together, Jovenchi. So yeah, whenever you're ready, brother. Being naturally dark, we camouflage with the environment. So we don't need to mark ourselves. I mean, we better warriors. Guerrilla warfare, you can't. Okay, for centuries, for years, millennia. Okay, Africa has been under siege, but Africa has come out triumphant. Okay, there's no other continent that has been besieged by Europeans and they've overcome like Africans have. Okay, and things are changing. Okay, there's been a projection for the year 2063 by the African Union, which you can find under the Agenda 2063. Africa will become one nation. Other people run around and say Africa is not a nation. Africa, there are so many countries in Africa, but the reality is that, okay, we cannot continue being single countries in Africa, because divided we fall, together we rise. Together we're strong. In unity, there's always strength. So this is why Africa needs to unite. Okay, and this is the agenda of the African Union. So by 2063, okay, you're going to have a United States of Africa as imagined by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, okay, and Haile Selassie, okay, Emperor Haile Selassie, when they formed the Organization of African Unity, okay, with the sole purpose of uniting Africa and making Africa one single unit with one single voice. Okay, so there you have it with the Africa Nation celebration. So I have a few articles that I'm going to share here. First of all, I'm going to go to Wikipedia. I know it's not, some may deem it not a valid source, but it's just a breakdown of what the African Union is, the history of it. And what I'm going to do is I am going to share my screen. Okay, I am going to share my screen and read to you. Okay, so present to everyone. All right. I am sure you can all see here. Okay, this is just a short read. Africa Day. Okay, just a history of it on Wikipedia. Observed by member states of the African Union, international, cultural, historical. That's the type, significance, anniversary of the foundation of the Organization of African Unity, which is now the African Union. Date 25th of May. Okay, next time is 26th of May 2019. So it was recently celebrated, and frequency is annual. Related to African Freedom Day and Africa Liberation Day. So Africa Freedom Day is like April, and the Africa Day was moved to 25th of May. Okay, so Wikipedia says that Africa Day, formerly African Freedom Day and African Liberation Day, is the annual commemoration of the foundation of the Organization of African Unity, O.A.U., now known as the African Union, on the 25th of May 1963. It is celebrated in various countries on the African continent as well as the world. So this is talking about the diaspora. Okay, so someone like me, I am Australian, but I observe this day. Okay, I celebrate this day. Background: the first Congress of the Independent African States was held in Accra, Ghana, on 15th of April 1958. It was convened by Prime Minister of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and comprised representatives from Egypt, then a constituent part of the United Arab Republic. So Egypt has now changed the name. Okay, it used to be the United Arab Republic of Egypt, but they've removed that. Okay, they've removed the United Arab. It's just Egypt. Okay, Egypt. They've realized that they're not an Arab nation; they're Africans. Okay, so there we have it. So Ethiopia, Libya, Liberia, Morocco, Sudan, Tunisia, Union of Peoples of the Cameroon, and the host country of Ghana. So the Union of South Africa was not invited. So we all know the reason why South Africa was not invited, because it was an apartheid nation. Okay, even though South Africa got independence in like 1923, they were still oppressing Black people. Okay, so they were not invited to the table, and this is what we need. Africa needs to do moving forward. So this is Africa. Thanks for joining the stream. Lily Moontimes, thanks for joining the stream. Welcome to the stream, family. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. So yeah, I was talking about South Africa being not invited to the table because of their oppressive, but eventually people say that, United people, African Americans like to say, if it wasn't for African Americans, South Africa will still be an apartheid. No. Okay, South Africa always wants to be on the table of the African Union. The African Union says no. Not until you get rid of apartheid, you're not invited. And that was one reason why, or one of the most significant reasons why the apartheid system fell, because South Africa needed to trade with Africa and do things with Africa. If you can't be part of the family but not want to be, associated with the family. Like you can't have that. Okay, you don't want to cook but you want to eat. No, you can't have that. Okay, so the conference showcased programs of liberation movements of the African continent, in addition to symbolizing the determination of the people of Africa to free themselves from foreign domination and exploitation. Although Pan-African Congress had been working towards similar goals since its foundation in 1900, this was the first time since a meeting had taken place on African soil. The conference called for the founding of an African Freedom Day, a day to mark each year the onward progress of the liberation movement and to symbolize the determination of the people of Africa to free themselves from foreign domination and exploitation. Okay, so yeah. The conference was notable in that it laid the basis for the subsequent meetings of African heads of state and the government during the Casablanca Group and the Monrovia Group era until formation of the Organization of African Unity in 1963. The history is 5 years later, on 25th of May 1963, representatives of 30 African nations met in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, hosted by Emperor Haile Selassie. By then, more than 2/3 of the continent had achieved independence, mostly from imperial European states. At this meeting, the Organization of African Unity was founded with the initial aim to encourage the decolonization of Angola, Mozambique, and by the way, I love the president of Angola and Namibia. Not really Angola, but Namibia, the president of Namibia, which shares borders with Angola anyway. Mozambique, to improve the living standards across member states. Selassie exclaimed, "May this convention of union last 1,000 years." Okay, 1,000 years. I would take it back, I would take it further. May it last more than 3,000 years, because it's been 3,000 years, since the fall of Africa, or the downward spiral of the fall of Africa. Okay, it's been 3,000 years. So we need about 3 more thousand years to get to that same level of civilization, if not greater. Okay, if not greater. So we need that same time period of world domination as African people, when we're actually on top. Okay, with the rise of Egypt and that. So yeah. So yeah, not to take much away from what Emperor Haile Selassie said, but this was his quote: "May this convention of union last 1,000 years." The charter was signed by all attendees on 26th of May, with the exception of Morocco at the meeting. I think Morocco was excluded because of the Western Sahara issue. I think at that meeting, Africa Freedom Day was renamed Africa Liberation Day in 2000. In 2002, the Organization of African Union was replaced by the African Union. However, the renamed celebration of Africa Day continued to be celebrated on 25th of May in respect to the formation of the African Union. Contemporary celebrations, Africa Day continues to be celebrated both in Africa and around the world, mostly on 25th of May, although in some cases these periods of celebrations can be stretched out over the period of days or weeks. So yeah, we are rightfully, celebrating Africa Day. So as far as I know, it's 27th of May here in Australia, and I am still celebrating Africa Day. In fact, every day should be celebrated as Africa Day. All right, as we African people. Okay, these themes are set for each year's Africa Day, with 2015's being the year of women's empowerment and the development towards Africa's Agenda 2063. At an event in New York City in 2015, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Jan Eliasson, delivered a message from Secretary General Ban Ki-moon in which he said, "Let us intensify our efforts to provide Africa's women with better access to education, healthcare, and by doing so, celebrate Africa's transformation." So there is a saying, I forgot who said it, but there's a saying that if you educate a man, you educate an individual, but if you educate a woman, you educate a nation, basically, because the woman is the first educator of everybody that is born. Okay, when a baby is born, the baby always cries for the mother first. So yeah, the father is a protector, the mother is the educator. So yeah. All right, so that's the Wiki history of the African Union, a little bit of education there. Okay, so I'm going to move on swiftly to the Africa Day celebration itself. Okay, and there's no other country to refer to other than Egypt. Okay, Egypt has always been like the gateway to Africa. The highest of African civilization. Okay, and the pride and jewel of Africa. Okay, that's Egypt. All right. So this article from Egypt Today. Okay, when was it dated? Fortunately, I might get down there, but yeah, I'll just read through the article. But sorry, it was dated on the Saturday. Okay, which is May the 25th, which is Africa Day. All right. So yeah, Africa Day. We all know the chairmanship of the African Union or African Union is in Egypt, and President Al-Sisi, okay, is the chairperson of the African Union. So yeah, it's only befitting that the celebration is marked in Egypt or celebrated in Egypt, and Egypt takes the Egypt is a spearhead for this event. Okay, so I'm going to read this article. The African Union Commission set a theme for Africa Day 2019 to be the year of refugees, returnees, and IDPs. I'm not too sure what that is. Towards durable solutions to forced displacement in Africa, African Union. So yeah, year of refugees, returnees. So basically, what most of us are familiar with is the year of return. Okay, the year of return, which doesn't mean that you should catch a flight to Ghana, only Ghana. No, you can catch a flight to Egypt, you can catch a flight to Morocco, Algeria, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, Namibia, Angola, okay, even Somalia, Djibouti, okay, Sudan even. So yeah, Chad, Mali. So yeah, just to mention a few African countries, okay, out of 54. Kenya, So yeah, Cairo, Africa Day celebrating unity and independence. Egypt today. Okay, there's articles from Egypt today. Cairo on the 25th of May, 2019. Every year on May 25th, Africans around the world celebrate the annual occasions of Africa Day, which marks the establishment of the Organization of African Unity in 1963, now known as the African Union. Shamak Hassan, thanks for joining the stream. Several African countries sought to gain independence in a wave of decolonization in the continent, believed to be inspired by Ghana, which became the first African state in the South Saharan to gain independence in 1957. That's why Ghana is called the Black Star of Africa, by the way. The following year saw the first conference held by independent African states in Ghana. So this is a theme of the Africa Day celebration. This is a beautiful poster here. So yeah, it looks very, very African. Okay. Marking the Africa Day celebration, marking the Africa Day occasion annually comes with themes set for each year. With this year's theme set to be Year of Refugees, Returnees, and IDPs towards durable solutions to forced displacement in Africa, according to the H.E. Musa Faki Mahamat, the chairperson of the African Union Commission, AUC. In his speech, Mahamat said the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFT, which was, by the way, the prime agenda of the 32nd African Union Conference, which was held in February, okay, seeks to provide relevant answers to several issues, including infrastructure, women, well-being, energy, agricultural productivity, and human resources, amongst others. Okay, he announced that the official launch of the Africa Free Trade, okay, AFCFTA, will be at the extraordinary summit scheduled to take place in Niamey on 7th of July 2019, marking an important and decisive step on the road to African integration. So basically, African Union, a United States of Africa, okay. And I always love that quote from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, okay, when he spoke at the African Union. He said that today is the unity of Africa, tomorrow a United States of Africa. That seed was planted 56 years ago, right? And we are seeing it now. We're seeing it now. And the African Union's ambassador to the United States is so vocal. I really love her so much. Like I can't really pronounce her name right now, but she is amazing. Okay, she's an amazing woman. Egypt assumed chairmanship of the 55th member state African Union in February. It is also hosting the 2019 African Cup of Nations, which is very soon, in I think June 19th. Okay. In his televised address, President Sisi extended his greetings to all African peoples on the occasion of Africa Day, which marks the historic anniversary of the founding of the Organization of African Unity, O.A.U, which is now known by the name of the African Union, A.U, saying that this day in history ushered in a new era in the path of African solidarity. Okay, so solidarity, okay, in togetherness, right? On this day, 56 years ago, the founding fathers of the Organization of African Union set out on the road of unity and cooperation in Africa and laid the foundation for continental economic integration and joint action, setting off Africa's transition towards stability, progress, and prosperity, Sisi said. President Sisi further urged African countries to benefit from both the private and public sectors to develop their infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure is always so important, right? Interconnectivity and integration. All these three is just, an integral part of being a superpower. Okay, a superpower. Okay, infrastructure, interconnectivity, and integration. Okay, we cannot go far without these three things merging. Okay, or these three things becoming part of the fabric of the everyday African, right? Saying this gun, I was going to do an article, a stream on that. There were some separatist groups in Ghana. Okay, we know Ghana only started to exist in 1957. Okay, and Ghana was formed by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah when he united all these tribal groups of people, ethnic groups. The largest being the Ashanti, which it was an empire. Okay, uniting them all together and part of Togo. Okay, bringing them all together in one country called Ghana. Okay, but just recently, the Ghanaian government arrested about 80 people. Okay, who were labeled as separatists. They wanted to separate or break away from Ghana. Okay, basically the state that they want to break away from is called the Volta region, which is the land which basically is the British Togoland. So basically, when Germany lost the World War One, the colony that belonged to Germany, which was the Togoland, was divided between the French and the British. So these people became the British Togoland became part of Ghana in I think in 1960. But now some people are trying to separate from that union. So the Ghanaian government didn't take that lightly at all. Okay, these people were called traitors and they were arrested. Okay, they were arrested. You can't compromise with the unity of Ghana like that. All right, you will go to jail. Right, this is what people fought for. You can't just do that, right? And moving into the future, okay, all these countries are going to be dissolved anyway. So why do you want to separate? Why wouldn't you, unite and form a greater force? Why do you want to separate into isolated entities? How is it working for North Korea, right? How is it working for North Korea? Anyway, I digress, right? So hashtag Africa Day has attracted numerous tweets by social media users, institutions, and public figures commemorating the day with I need to put that in my hashtag. Okay, hashtag Africa Day. Has attracted numerous tweets by social media users, institutions, and public figures commemorating the day, with many showing pride of belonging to the continent and expressing optimism of its future. So yeah, I love this snapshot here. Control plus bar, zoom in. Okay, so yeah, African children. Okay, African children. The children are the future. Okay, the children of the future. Africa is a very young continent with almost 70% of the population of Africa under 25 years or under 30 years. So very, very young. So Joyce Msuya, today's Africa Day. Africa contributes least to climate change, but will be most affected. I'm optimistic because one, vibrant youth population solutions, climate action, fast urban growth. We can change our city spaces, leapfrogging technologies. We can do it for climate. And I love the eco Atlantic city being built in Lagos. I mean, that city is going to be really amazing, and it's going to be set the benchmark for future cities in Africa as well. So yeah, Accra is also undergoing you know, renovating of the capital city. Okay, so they're going to build a cleaner city, modernization of Accra. So, a whole lot of things are going to change in the next 50 years. Okay, we are going to be really old, but all we can do is we live a healthy life, okay, and hope to see those days, okay, those days that are coming in the future. As we celebrate Africa Day, this is by Akinwumi Disini. Okay, as we celebrate Africa Day today, I am determined more than ever to continue to accelerate Africa's development. As long as God gives me breath, I will advance Africa's aspirations today and always. I am proudly African. Okay, so am I. Right, so am I. There's a Nobel Peace Prize winner celebrating Africa Day and all our African Nobel laureates, including Kofi Annan, who passed away recently, Wangari Maathai, Nelson Mandela, Lima Gowi, Denis Mukwege, who have all been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. And then we have our good old Muzungu here. Good old Muzungu. I am proudly African. Okay, so you have a Muzungu. Okay, in his African shirt. Okay, proudly African. This is the only place I can call home. The rhythm of my heart and sunbeams of my soul are navigated by the beauty of our people. Hashtag Africa, this gem of great beauty and incalculable value. Have a lovely Africa Day. Hashtag Africa Day. Hashtag Africa Day 2019. So Christo Thurston. Okay, I'm not sure who he is, but yeah, there you go. So yeah, we have people like this, okay, who are proud Africans. You have some staunch African Americans who don't want to be African. Well, okay. So I guess these are the countries in Africa. Yeah. All right. Today we celebrate being African. God bless Africa and give her peace. Happy Africa Day. Jabulani Mbanjani. Okay. I love this mural here. This is really nice. This is really nice artwork here. Okay. This is very beautiful. It's very, very intricate. But yeah. Aisha Dabo. Mashanubian. Okay. I am not African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah said that. Okay. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah said that. So yeah, babes, we Rasta. Something for Africa Day. Time to appreciate African ladies. Drop your picture in the appreciation of Africa Day. I'm from Zimbabwe. Oh, look at this beautiful sister here from Zimbabwe. Okay. And so more. Okay. So more. I think this is the last one here. South Africa. Okay. Africa Day celebration. Look at that huge drawing of the elephant or painting of the elephant on this building. This is beautiful. If I'm correct, okay, this is Nairobi. Okay, this city here is Nairobi, right? People celebrating Africa Day. I'm not sure who these people are. Africa Day, okay. This is really beautiful. So, Ulrich Jensen van Vuren, okay. I'm guessing he's probably like Namibian. Happy Africa Day to the people and continent that I love. Okay. Hashtag Africa Day. Hashtag Africa Day 2019. So yeah, I mean, this article is complete. Okay, I'm done reading this article. I'm sorry I rushed through it, but I didn't want the stream to be too long. Yeah, so article from Egypt Today staff. Celebrating unity and independence. All right. So there's no place other than Egypt where the party is at the moment. So yeah, if you can make your way to Egypt, have a great celebration. Okay, have a great celebration. There's another article here from Mail Guardian. Okay, this is Africa Day. The continent is at a crossroads. by Rudo Kwaramba Kayombo. Okay, also on the 25th of May, 2019. So it is a short read. Okay. This is the African Union headquartered. Since the African Union's establishment on May 25th, 1963, then called the Organization of African Unity, Africa Day has been celebrated on the continent and internationally. Herman van Rompuy Flicker. Okay, this Africa Day, it is fitting to reflect on Kwame Nkrumah's prescient, someone who looks in the future, prescient remark. I am not African because I was born in Africa. I butchered that, sorry. I am not African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me. Ghana's first president and founding father of the African Union was accurate and foretelling the strength of Pan-Africanism today. Speaking of Pan-Africanism, there was a news article about how people perceive Pan-Africanism to be a radical movement, and we all know what the Russian bots are doing. They've now said that African Americans are training in Africa to overthrow the American government by having a separate Pan-African state in the United States. I mean, that alone doesn't make sense. Okay, that alone doesn't make sense. So if anyone falls for that BS, I mean, your intelligence needs to be questioned. Okay, so what was this? So there's no way African Americans are training in Africa to overthrow the United States government or cause chaos or form a separatist movement in the United States. Okay, if anything, I know Black people all want to stay in the United States. They don't want to separate anyway. Okay, they don't want to separate. But only time can tell. But yeah, do not believe anything about Pan-Africanism being a radical group, terroristic group, planning to cause chaos in the United States or cause insurrection or civil war in the United States to separate. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you separate and build your nation inside the belly of the beast? Why would you want to do that? Anyway, I move on. Elm City, thanks for joining the stream. I'm surprised you're up this late still. Thumbs up, everyone, please. Like the stream. Yeah. Praise to my only moderator. Okay. Please like the stream. Since the A.U.'s established, and did you see that story of the Pan-Africanism, the Russian bot story of the Pan-Africanism state inside of the United States? Right, it's ridiculous, isn't it? The African Americans are training in Africa to cause a civil war in the United States and to separate and form a separate Pan-Africanist nation inside the United States. Like, that alone is just utter BS, right? That alone is BS. So yeah, back to the article, right? Since the A.U.'s establishment on May 25th, 1963, then called the Organization of African Unity, Africa Day has been celebrated on the continent and internationally. It is a tribute to the achievements made by African leaders over 50 years ago to decolonize the continent and pave the way for greater Africa on the global stage. Our forefathers achieved their goal in collapsing the colonial burden on Africa and its people. By the 1990s, all African countries were sovereign states. Since then, the baton has been handed over to the next generation, African generation. Today's burden is perhaps one more fierce: poverty and inequality. Several challenges face Africa as it struggles to free itself from poverty, including weak healthcare and education systems. However, it is chronic unemployment that makes the task our continent faces more challenging. Today, lack of employment opportunities remains one of the major drivers of poverty and inequality on the continent. The number of unemployed people in Africa is is equivalent to the entire population of Canada since 2008. Unemployment rates have been rising in Nigeria and South Africa, the two biggest economies in Africa. Times Magazine recent report has shown Africa's second biggest economy. South Africa is the world's most unequal country. One of the factors driving the poverty and inequality is the lack of employment opportunities. Statistics South Africa has published a report showing that the number of unemployed people has increased in the first 3 months into 2019, taking the country's unemployment rate from 27.1% in the last quarter of 2018 to 27.6 in quarter one of 2019. Youth unemployment is far worse. To resolve Africa's unemployment nightmare, our leaders must develop and ineffectively implement reforms that foster sustainable, inclusive economic growth. This requires policies that better match the supply and demand of skilled labor. Attention must also be given to the underemployed youth in fragile, conflict-prone areas to help them get more reliable jobs. To achieve this, leaders must invest in sectors that have higher multiplier effects on employment, giving employment to youth in agribusiness, tradable services, and public works programs. In fragile zones, they can create more effective ecosystem for helping the transmission from vulnerable mixed livelihoods employment situations towards more stable work by simulating opportunities in micro, small, and medium business development through improved access to finance, improved business development services, and providing tech-enabled access to broader opportunities beyond conflict-affected zones. By 2050, Africa's youth population is projected to reach 460 million people. So nearly half the population of Australia, right? Africa, right? Are the youth. Six times the size of the youth population of Europe. This demographic shift will be Africa's biggest challenge, but it also provides its most significant opportunity. Okay, most significant opportunity is, the workforce. So just as China has the workforce, you're listening, MCD. Thank you. Just as China has the people, okay, they have the workforce, and in 2019, okay, you can't enslave people anymore. Okay, you have to give everyone equal opportunities in that. But all that Africa needs is infrastructure. Okay, if you get your industries in Africa and pay them $3 a day, okay, you're even helping them out of poverty. And this is what's going to happen. All the world's industries are going to be saying, "Oh, look at this people power in Africa. They're going to send all the industries to Africa." So Africa is definitely going to be the new China. Okay, already Chinese companies are sending their industries to Africa to start with. Okay, being paid $3 a day is better than $1 a day. So in terms of business, okay, Africa is where it's at. In the next 50 years, Africa is where it's at. Okay, as China is moving away from, the middle class of China is increasing. Okay, all these industries Australia's already done it. Okay, nearly 60% of our industries in Australia have moved to Asia, same as the United States. Okay, and very soon when the Asian economies have risen, okay, all the manufacturing jobs in Asia are going to move to Africa. So Africa is going to rise. Okay, if it hasn't risen already, okay, Africa is going to rise to the top. All right, and we're already seeing it. Okay, by 2050, Africa's youth population is projected to reach 460. Sorry to take that again. 460 million people, 6 times the size of the youth population of Europe. This demographic shift will be Africa's biggest challenge, but it also provides its most significant opportunity. So again, the opportunity is the people power. The people power, and most significantly, a young population. Okay, demographic changes are placing the continent on the brink of what could bring demographic dividend, but only if the right action is taken at the right time. That time is now. We are at the crossroads as we celebrate Africa Day. Global and local inaction could lead us down the road of famine and catastrophe. However, the generation that is the continent's best hope is already being born. Africa, for Africa to rid itself from the shackles of poverty, our leaders need to. Okay, so this is profound, right? For Africa to rid itself from the shackles of poverty, our leaders need to make the right investment, build the right partnership, and implement the right policies. Okay, Africa Day will only be genuinely celebrated when we eradicate poverty. If that happens, the future will be Africa's, and the benefits will extend far and beyond. Okay, Rudo Koraba Kayombo is Africa director of One Campaign. So this is the beautiful sister here. Okay, this is a beautiful sister here, and I think she tagged Poverty, Inequality, Ghana, African Union, Africa Day. Excuse me, Kwame Nkrumah, Pan-Africanism. Okay, and it's been shared by 542 people. Right, so this is here is a powerful article, although the theme was the celebration of Africa Day, but it didn't, it talked about the situation of Africa at the moment and the projections of Africa. So the main focus is the youth of Africa. Okay, the whole world is seeing the potentials of the youth of Africa. So, I mean, how poverty is going to be eradicated is by giving these people jobs. Okay, giving these people jobs, sending their industries to Africa, investing in Africa, and making use of the people power. Okay, it happened in China. Okay, they're making people making your iPhones are being paid $20 a day to make the iPhones. Okay, so I mean, all these people have shifted away, and very soon, China can afford paying these people $20 a day. They have to pay them more. So these industries are going to move out of China and move to Africa. So very soon, you're going to be seeing Africa making iPhones and all that, right? Or your iPads and all your technologies are going to be made in Africa, and this is going to empower all these people and raise them out of poverty. So yeah, any smart economy in the world out there would invest in Africa heavily instead of going to rape Africa and taking the natural resources away. Send your industries to Africa. This is the time. Okay, this is the time we unite, right? The time we unite as Pan-Africans. Okay, as children of Africa in the diaspora, we come together, we build industries, we do a susu, okay, put our monies together and go to Africa and build industries, okay. And in 50 years, imagine what our industries are going to do. Look at Dangote, okay, what he's done, only taking about $250,000 loan from his uncle, and he's one of the richest men in the world, billions of dollars under his name. Okay, how much more can we do? Okay, if we unite, we have 1,000 people coming together. How much can we do? So yeah, this is why I come on here. Network with like minds. Okay, so yeah, like minds, they say, attract. So yeah, if you vibe with me, you roll with me. Basically, you roll with me. So yeah, I think the story will go too. I mean, the stream will go too far, but there's nothing here. I was looking at something Pan-Africanism. If you do not know what Pan-Africanism is, okay, Pan-Africanism is a worldwide movement that aims to encourage and strengthen bonds of solidarity between all indigenous and diasporan ethnic groups of sub-Saharan African descent. I don't really like this here, but it's not mainly just that sub-Saharan African descent. Maybe in context, if you put in a proper context, okay, where everybody on Earth is of sub-Saharan African descent since humanity started from Ethiopia, okay, and Ethiopia is sub-Saharan African. So basically, and I like to say everyone of African descent. Okay, if you recognize your Africanness, you're African, all right, and when we come together, okay, it's under the umbrella Pan-Africanism, right? So I like to say is the global unification of everyone of African descent, with the sole purpose of uniting, okay, uniting, okay, and you can radicalize that and take it to uniting to form to form a go back to the continent, okay, build Africa, okay, and make Africa a superpower, okay. That's it. That's my definition of Pan-Africanism. So global unification of everyone of African descent with the sole purpose of making Africa great again and making Africa into a superpower, a global competitor. Okay. So yeah, we have Pan-Africanism, we have Malcolm X, okay, and that. So yeah, I will. It's a short read, but I'm not going to read that. Okay, this is the flag of Pan-Africanism. You see this flag throughout Africa. Most African countries have this flag here. Okay, this have this flag. Libya has this flag. Yeah, so yeah. Kenya has that same flag as well. Yeah. And you will also see the red, yellow, and green. Okay. Yeah. Even Australia, the Australian Aboriginal flag is something similar to that. So it's Australian is red and black with a yellow in there. So yeah. I think there was a quote from here, Namibian President Gengob. Okay. Sorry, I can't pronounce his name properly. Urges Africa to unite and commit to Pan-Africanism. So he's one of the loudspeakers for United States of Africa. He's been saying it for a long time now. President Hage Gengob called for unity among Africans and deepening of the commitment to Pan-Africanism. Okay, so the president of Namibia, this was on the same day we were celebrating Africa Day, okay, 25th of May 2019. So President, okay, I'm not going to say his name again, Gengob said, this is in his message on the occasion of Africa Day on Saturday. Gengob said, unity and commitment are important feats for deepening the continent's democratic institutions and strengthening its resolve to win what he calls the second struggle for economic emancipation. So basically, Africa is free, but economically, no. So we need to emancipate ourselves economically, basically. In our common endeavor to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Africa, we shall not relent in our determination to harness opportunities for the young people of Africa. So again, the message is clear here. It's all about the future of Africa, right? The young people. Africa Day commemorates the founding of the Organization of African Unity on this day in 1963, which was later succeeded by the African Union. Gengob asked that all Africans extend their gratitude to the first wave of African leaders who completed the Pan-African mission of liberating Africa. He named Ghana's Kwame Nkrumah, Mali's Modibo Keita, Kenya's Jomo Kenyatta, Tanzania's Julius Kambarage Nyerere, Guinea's Ahmed Sekou Toure, Egypt's Gamal Abdel Nasser, okay, he's one of my favorites of all time, Zambia's Kenneth Kaunda, Mozambique's Eduardo Mondlane, Zimbabwe's Robert Mugabe, Namibia's Sam Nujoma, and South Africa's Nelson Mandela. The struggle, not end, okay, it goes on and on, okay. We're talking about Thomas Sankara, we're talking about Jerry John Rawlings, the list goes on and on, right? The struggle for independence under the first wave of extraordinary personalities led to an insatiable momentum of Africa and her people, Gengob said. Gengob further detailed that with the current third wave of leadership, the continent is on a confident march and taking bold steps towards Agenda 2063. So if you haven't, okay, if you go on my page, okay, I have the Agenda 2063 pinned there. Okay, you can follow the link and read it for yourself. Okay, and numerous accounts I have read this article out. Okay, it's always been my MO, okay, my ground of operation, my premise, okay, for doing what I do. My channel's premise is the Agenda 2063, seeing a United States of Africa, okay, Pan-Africanism, achieved by 2063, the United States of Africa, right? So Agenda 2063, which is the blueprint and master plan for transforming Africa into a global powerhouse of the future. Africa we want, the Africa we want. So that was the theme of the Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. Getting up concluded by encouraging Africans to pull together to be spared by the spirit of first wave of leaders and to mirror their triumph over adversity by fulfilling the premises of economic emancipation and shared prosperity. So yeah, quick jump here. Ghana marks A.U. Day. So yeah. Yeah, you can go through. Ghana has joined the rest of the continent in celebrating this year's African Union Day, and basically it's the same narrative here: the year of refugees, returnees, and internal displaced persons. So this is Shirley Ayorkor Botry, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. Okay, you would have read a bit about her or a lot about her. So she's been traveling around Europe and the United States. Okay, she commemorated the return, the year of return in the United States recently. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, short read, but I'm not gonna read that. So you can go check GhanaWeb.com for that. And Paul Kagame quotes. Okay, so yeah. Paul Kagame quotes recently said, "Africa must sit at the table by force." Okay, so yeah, that was really profound for me. Okay, one of Paul Kagame's quotes: "Africa must sit at the table by force." Yeah, so yeah, you can't have Europeans, other people other than Africans deciding the fate for Africa. Okay, people are talking about Africa, and Africa is not there. Okay, Africa needs to be present to determine the future of Africa, right? So yeah, we cannot turn the clock back, nor can we undo the harm caused, but we have the power to determine the future and to ensure that what happened never happens again. Paul Kagame. Okay. We must create economic opportunity, build a culture of entrepreneurship, get people to take responsibility for improving their lives rather than putting them in a position where they sit back in their poverty and blame others for it. Okay, so again, Paul Kagame was saying that if you keep giving Africa, so it's basically taking shots at the aid program that the Western governments have been giving to Africa, right? They're like, Paul Kagame is like, if you for 30, 40 years, you've been doing the same, following the same approach, giving Africa stuff, and things are not changing. Wouldn't it be wise that you re-strategize? So if basically Paul Kagame was trying to tell them that they're not helping Africa rise up. If they want to see poverty eradicated from Africa, they should stop the aid that they're doing. They should go build industries in Africa, give Africa equal economic opportunities, and there's tons of Paul Kagame quotes, right? So you all can check it out. He's the president of Rwanda. Okay, a nation that I share 40% of my ancestry. Okay, Rwanda. I am Tutsi Rwanda. My DNA says so. I'm really proud. My ancestry is Rwanda, right? Yeah. So I guess this concludes everything that I wanted to share. Stop presenting. All right. So I am back to myself. I have concluded. I am sorry I rushed through this. It's 6 o'clock. It's dinner time. I'm gonna get myself some dinner and give myself a rest before work tomorrow. So yeah, I want to say thank you all for joining the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Go out there and celebrate Africa Day. Okay, it should be celebrated every day. All right, be proud to be Africans. Africa is on the rise. Africa has already risen in some places. Okay, and when you look at countries like Tanzania, you look at Kenya, Ghana, Egypt, Morocco, South Africa, Namibia, Angola. Okay, the list goes on and on. Okay, Africa is really rising. Okay, yeah, it's only little pockets of poverty here and there, but everywhere there's poverty. There are over 30 million people in the United States who are if not homeless, or just, a push away from being homeless anyway. So, a whole lot of African countries are doing so well. So be proud to be Africans. Tie yourself with the greatest landmass, richest landmass on the planet. Okay, everything is in Africa. Africa is rich. Okay, look at Africa through a clean pair of eyes. An honest pair of eyes, by all means, but an optimistic pair of eyes, and also through love. Okay, through love, that this is where we came from as human beings. This is where we came from. Okay, and you have, as Black people who look like you and me. Okay, even darker than me, don't want to associate themselves with Africa. Come on, you have a ton of Indians in Africa who claim to be Africans. Okay, you go to Mauritius. Mauritius is an African country by 60% Indian descent. Okay, but these people are proud to be Africans. You go to Kenya, you go to Ghana, it's full of Indian. You have Chinese people in Africa now, claiming to be Africans, proving DNA that they're Africans. You can't deny these people that. So why must you dissociate yourself from that, right? From the greatest and richest landmass on the planet. All right, family. Chiefdryno signing out. Thank you so much. Elm City, thank you for joining the stream. Frashia Wakabi, thanks for the Frashia Wakabi vlogs. Thanks for joining the stream. First time seeing you here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll subscribe back. I always return the love. This is what I do, right? Elm City again, Shamak Hassan. This is Africa. Sarah Mur Salim, thanks for joining the stream. I missed your yeah. Hello everyone. Yeah, you're not late. Yeah, probably halfway through the stream there. But yeah, thanks for joining the stream. Lily Mutams, thanks for joining the stream. Javanchi vlog. All right, brother. Link up, brother. We need to do a stream, all right? Vera Tunes. Okay. O'Shea, my brother. O'Shea. Okay. The staunch ADOS. O'Shea. Right. I appreciate you, brother. We should be doing a stream soon, O'Shea. I need to make time, allocate time to come on your channel again. But you know what it is. Okay, the time zone. I need to wake up really early in the morning if I need to do a stream with you. So yeah, it's a huge sacrifice. Okay, it's a huge sacrifice, right? But yeah, it's what we do, right? It's what we do. All right, family. Okay, thank you so much for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. And until next time, okay, stay united. Okay, love one another. Okay, because you only live once. All right, you must well love. Okay, you must well love. All right, Africa is rising. Okay, Pan-Africanism all the way, and together we stand. Divided we fall. All right, peace out, family. Peace out. If you like this video, like it, share it, and leave me comments. All right, peace out. Peace.